Let's dive into
That
the
one
Super
makes me.
Bowl a
Oh
little
yeah, oh yeah,
bit.
Super
I
Bowl.
mean, that might have been, hear me out here, the most boring, the second most boring Super Bowl I've ever watched. It's the first obviously goes to another Tom Brady Super Bowl with the Rams. That was just unwatchable.
Yeah,
But this game was just like you just like saw you just saw the crumble of the Chiefs. It was like watching Patrick Mahomes run for his life for 4 quarters.
yeah, pretty much. Um, that one against the Rams was the one I actually watched. I think a lot of Dolphins fans were watching close because Brian Flores. That was Brian Flores' last game as a part of the Patriots staff. So it was like, and he was calling the defensive play. So like that one, it was like I kind of had to root for him in a sense, but
Yeah,
like I didn't want to but like you want him to do good and like he knows what he's doing.
it worked out
But
well.
this one, so far, yes. But yeah, with this one, oh my god, like
This is the only
obviously
time
if you're a Buccaneers fan, obviously you were
we're
enjoying
thrilled.
it. So
And for Chiefs fans, it was unbearable. But like in the end, I'm not big on excuses. You got to do what you got to do to win. But this really just doesn't fall on Patrick Mahomes' lap. It was like so you had what your left tackle go out with a knee or ankle injury in the AFC
something
Finals, and now
something
you
like that.
have a guy coming in. You have your guard moving to tackle. You basically affected three positions on the offensive line, and there was
Exactly.
plays where there might as well have not been guys blocking. He dropped back and maybe three people instantly in the backfield. JPP and some of those other they were just on
Dominican
top of
Sue,
him.
Vita Vea, all those guys. But, like there was like that stat that's like Mahomes covered like how many yards? Like 400 yards or something like crazy, and like
He was
dropbacks, and like
pressured
Brady covered
about
like
60 something. I can't give you the exact number, but it was in the 60s. About 60% of the time, there was a guy in his face.
yeah, and
People
like
were being like, "Oh, it's a taste of what Russell Wilson is going to look great." This is Russell Wilson's
this
offensive
was
line ranked in the top 10 this year.
yeah, and like this is like the outlier. Although like Mahomes tends to scramble quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, like he does, but like not in this extent where like he had no time at all during the
And
game.
don't get me wrong, there's obviously better throws. He had like what 70 yards going into half. There's definitely better things he could have done. He was missing a couple throws, but there was times where especially there's multiple times, but referring to the first one, this is in the first quarter. It's like the first or second drive, dropping back and hitting Tyreek Hill on that rollout pass, hit him directly in the face. That was kind of the indicator. It was set the mood for the rest of the night. Nobody could catch balls. Now you have another pass to they passed to Travis Kelce on like third and 15
Kelsey
or
had a
so.
bad game. He had a really bad
Hit
game
it hit
today.
Kelsey dead in the hands and he drops it. That's a ball Kelsey catches 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
You have another play where the parallel pass. Patrick Mahomes was laying on the floor and threw the ball on a perfect time hit. I forget who that was, who the receiver was.
I
Was it
think
Hardman?
was it I think it was Tyreek.
I don't think it was
Was it
Tyreek on
Tyreek
that
Hill?
play. Tyreek was the
No.
first one where it hit him. It might have
Oh,
been
yeah,
either Hard,
it
it might
might have
have
been
Hardman.
it might have been Miko Hardman. Yeah, it might have been.
Hit him directly in the face and hit the floor. There's another play where he made a phenomenal play to pass the end zone, and I think it was Winfield who made a phenomenal tip. Don't get me wrong, the Buccaneers defense played insanely good. It reminded me of
Yeah.
when
Oh
Denver
yeah.
absolutely routed Carolina, who was the best offensive in the league. It reminded me just like that.
And even New England against the Rams, same thing.
And I
They
think,
were they were the sexy offense, and what happened? 3 points.
I mean, yeah, they couldn't really get to Brady as they liked. Spagnuolo's had a history of getting to Brady and rushing in the backfield, and he wasn't getting to him. Fournette looked like his LSU self. He was just absolutely running through
He was a
people.
dog. He was an absolute dog.
It was just absolutely insane. And the play
Yeah.
that my obvious favorite was Winfield throwing up the piece right in Tyreek's
Oh,
Hill in the face. That
best
like
best moment.
it
100%.
because say all you want, Tyreek Hill's never the most disrespectful guy. He obviously taunts people with his peace sign, but seeing that flashback of Winfield getting the peace sign thrown in his face and that nice taste that he waited right for the end. And he doesn't care about the penalty. Who cares at 15 yards? He was waiting for that. He was
Like,
thinking about going to the game. He wanted to do that.
oh yeah, 100%. And the fact that like that got called for a penalty, like that's so
The only part that
petty and
pissed me
dumb.
off was Tony
Tony
Romo going,
Romo.
I can't stand for this. This is no, you can't do that.
Tony, I told you this. Tony Romo is becoming one of them. He's becoming
He's
just
becoming
like
a
all the
joke
other
buck.
common. He's he's not Joe Buck level, but like he's like well Joe Buck's obviously like he's not the color commentator. He's more like he's got like that Troy Aikman
Oh
sort
my
of
God, who
sense.
was it that was calling the 2008 Super Bowl, and then it was pass caught by Tyree? Wow,
That was Buck.
that was Buck, right?
That was Buck. Yeah, that was Buck.
As a Giants fan, that's like our prized play. That hurts me every single time. Like, you listen, who's like Eli drops back. Wow, he escapes. Caught by Tyree.
Yeah, well, that's
Like,
the
what? That's like the best catch in NFL history. And he was like,
that
wow.
yeah, but feels like he's shown a lot more energy, Joe Buck, as of recent. Like that might the Minnesota Miracle.
It
Like
probably got on his ass a little
geez,
bit.
probably. But like yeah, Romo's becoming one of them. He's becoming like sometimes you just can't interchange all of them.
I think Breeze
It's
is going
like
to be exciting. I want to see Breeze in that role. He's going to be there next season, if not the season after.
yeah. Well, I think he's with NBC, so he might be like the Sunday night games.
He signed a big deal with them.
Yeah. But Super Bowl, yeah.
But yeah, going back to the game, everything went right for the Buccaneers. Their defense performed. They're arguably the best defense in the league. Brady did what he had to do. He didn't do anything spectacular. He made perfect precision throws, and it really showed how big it was not only having Brady there as your leader, but the people he brings to him. I think every touchdown that was scored were guys that came because they wanted to play with Tom Brady. You had Fournette, you had Antonio Brown, Gronk twice.
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing with Brady. He just has that ability of
It's like LeBron. It's
players.
literally the same thing as LeBron James in the NBA. Guys
Exactly,
come to play with
exactly,
LeBron. Guys want to play with Tom Brady.
exactly. They're willing to take the 1 year prove it deal, and yeah, Gronk doesn't come back if Brady's
It
in New
doesn't come
England.
back. Fournette's not there. Sue's not there.
Definitely not AB.
AB's
AB.
AB's not on the roster.
I saw a tweet. It was like Antonio Brown threw a rock at a FedEx driver or a UPS driver and won a Super Bowl. Karma's not real. Like,
I
like
don't care what
everyone,
you say
including
about his
myself.
personal character. He's a dog and he works. He works
No,
harder than a
yeah,
lot of
no,
guys in this league.
100%. But like the baggage, and I never thought after the the stunt he pulled in with the Raiders, and even his one game with the Patriots. Of course, it was against Miami, and he got cut. We're like, yeah, this got to be it, right?
But the things are, if he's playing with Tom Brady, he's gonna clean his act up. He's
So
been wanting to
far,
play with Brady. Well, but I'm talking about on the field antics and interactions with people on the team that he's had with
well,
other rosters. If he's playing Tom Brady's keeping his ass in line. He actually stayed in his home, I'm pretty sure, if that's not
yeah.
correct.
Well, now he doesn't really have that money. He doesn't have that long term. He doesn't have that bag. Like he's getting obviously a boatload of money because he's Antonio
He
Brown and he's a football
he's
player.
got enough where like he doesn't have to worry about that. Let's be honest.
Exactly, exactly. And but it feels like now he's like back in that prove it stage, like how he was as a rookie on that rookie deal, and then he got the money, and then he became Antonio Brown that we know and hate or love, or if you're Tom Brady. But but yeah, uh,
It's what we were talking about earlier. I think I had this conversation with you and Chris, not even about Tony Brown, but more like Brady. Like growing up, especially as a Giants fan, especially in Miami, so you hate Brady. It's like this guy, all
yeah,
we've known for an entire 21 years of life is Tom Brady in the playoffs, Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady winning 10, 11, 12, 13, etc. games. And it's gotten to the point now at this age where I've kind of like I've accepted he's to go for years now at this point, but that's not the point. It's just love it. That level of greatness is ridiculous. I come to appreciate it because it's almost coming to an end. I've kind of got with that same level of LeBron, where it's like this guy, he's the real deal. Especially when you look at his numbers. I mean, he's won more Super Bowls than any other quarterback if you go after the age of 35. That's just unreal.
you don't get when he retires, like that is going to take a big hit for the NFL. Like you're not going to see a quarterback like that. Not even Mahomes. It looks like potential. Well, potential. I'm not going to rule out Mahomes obviously because he's still a young guy and who like they could come back and the
They're
Chiefs.
having
But like Brady is a different animal, and we still doubt him. And what happens? He still gets the job done.
100%.
The
The
and like
main thing is too, this is the one rare time where they had a beautiful take. Actually, I agree with Stephen A. a lot about this. I was watching him the day after the Super Bowl, and nice and early in the morning, watching some first take. But he was saying before the Super Bowl that the only if Tom Brady goes out and beats Patrick Mahomes, he can't surpass him as the GOAT. And I honestly agree with that. They went obviously more of that. There's certain things where if he beat him next year, go even, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for
yeah,
Mahomes, who has been regarded as possibly the next guy, to surpass Brady in the end. He's going to have to win
like 10,
probably.
honestly. Like
He's
he's
gonna have
got to
to win
win.
not only
Yeah,
more rings. The only way he can win less or equal amount of championships than Brady and be counted as a GOAT is if he goes and they remake match in the Super Bowl next season. He beats him. That's the only way.
that or like they go like 5, 6 straight years in the Super Bowl, like back to back to back to back. Like
Yeah,
that's the only way as
because you
well.
look
And they win pretty much all of them
because this is
because
basically like if in the NBA, Wizards Jordan came out and beat like young Cavs LeBron. If that happened in the NBA,
I
there
heard that
would no
analogy.
that discussion would not exist. The MJ versus LeBron be MJ. That's the guy. Uh,
Yeah.
his level of consistency is just gonna be unmatched. He's gonna be like a Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell kind of guy, where that number is not gonna be touched for I think decades on decades on decades,
Yeah.
especially in a sport like this where it's like, let's be real, the best team doesn't always win. So to consistently win in the playoffs takes a lot of not only talent but poise, because Brady is one of the only quarterbacks I've ever seen to be able to throw not consistently constant routes and not getting tempted by teams that throw those deep balls or if you get bait into passes, and he's disciplined. He will beat you by throwing the same slant, curl, etc., and study the film and know exactly how to beat you every single time. It's boring as hell to watch in New England. He changed, obviously got a little more exciting with Bruce Arians' offense in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It's boring as hell, but the man's a genius.
Exactly. And this is a seventh Super Bowl. Like you would have thought he would have not cared after like his fourth. Like I'm here. We'll see if we win or not. Like he's hungry. Year after year, he doesn't give up.
It's a
I don't know.
business trip for him.
I
He's
don't
not
know.
even excited. He expected to win the Super Bowl. Let's be
I
real.
know.
It's
And I
like
know.
last year.
Like
Like last year, remember when they had their coats and they're there for the NFL honors, whatever, at the Super Bowl. He's like, I'm gonna be back here next year, and it's not gonna be in a blazer. He knew he was coming
yeah,
back. He knew he was
yeah,
gonna be there. I mean, you saw the players from out there on Instagram. A lot of them selling the Super Bowl, champagne flying everywhere. Tom Brady in the back of these Instagram lives is sitting there packing up his duffel bag, getting ready to go home, say
yeah.
hi to the kids, and go tonight and get ready to train tomorrow.
And also party his ass off today.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely hysterical. My
I
favorite part is
loved
when he
it.
saw Winfield across the boats and threw him a peace sign.
Yeah, that yeah. He,
This is Tom Brady
look,
I've never seen before.
he's
This is
he's living, man. Like he's out of that New England Belichick shit. Like he's living.
you know
Like
you know what had me hysterical. You know how they had like the Nick commentators before the game for like a little segment, and they were
yeah,
like, "Oh, when's the last time we've had pizza?" And he's like, "I actually had pizza like last week. Like I got a little crazy and he had a slice of pizza." I'm like, "What? Who is this guy?" Like he was like a
yeah,
robot system guy in New England. Like he has like a personality now, and he's smiling and getting loaded on the boat with Gronk.
yeah, yeah. He has yeah. Like his like Instagram and Twitter are pretty underrated, and it's like I hate to admit it because I grew up hating him for over a decade.
Yeah,
It's like finally that realization. It's like I like the guy. I do, and
I respect the
and I did,
hell out of
yeah.
him. Let's be real.
I didn't, and I okay, yeah, I wanted the Chiefs to win, but I didn't mind Brady winning because it also hurts Belichick's legacy just a tad bit,
That's another guy.
just a tad, just a
People
tad.
over exaggerating a little bit. He's still the guy, Belichick. You can't take really
Yeah,
anything away from him.
yeah,
Obviously, like let's say the
yeah.
Patriots
No, no, no,
now are
no, no,
just
100%.
horrific for the rest of his career. Then like yeah, but you
Yeah,
can't take anything from him yet.
yeah. I'd say Belichick is a big reason as to why Brady is Brady. It's simple as that. He was Brady. If Brady was Brady day one, he would have started his rookie year, but he sat on the bench and he
Mhm.
was a backup
To
behind Drew
Bledsoe
Bledsoe, and it took Bledsoe to practically end his playing
with
days
injury.
with injuries, and then he gets his shot. So
Mhm.
it's like So yeah,
But
Belichick definitely has
that
a
was that
definitely
click
has
he
influence.
had. It's just that mindset Brady has, because I mean, coming out of college, we all knew he was. Even Brady says himself, he was weak, couldn't make throws, slow, unathletic, etc. He obviously had some talent, but nothing to what he is now. And then now
Yeah,
coming into the league, he said, I remember watching the one interview he had from like a couple years ago, and he was talking about how he just completely cleaned out his act. He's like, I'm eating like shit, I train like shit, and he
yeah,
just like he went from 0 to 100. He went from partying, doing whatever, drinking beer, to just like, I'm going to cut everything out and I'm going to be the guy. It's honestly
yeah,
insane.
yeah. Pretty much.
There's really wasn't much to say about the game other than like the Patriots offense didn't need to be any good to win that game, and there was zero blocking from home, zero receivers, and they really got out coached
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Todd Bowles. All the credit to you.
Jets
All the
fans were
credit to you.
livid. Like, where
Well,
the hell was that? Week
well,
17 against the Bills, and like, was that like
oh,
2017,
2015. I
2015?
remember. Yeah, it was 2015. They had a good defense last year as well. It was pretty underrated, but they got better. But also they got a lot better offensively. So yeah, and he's gonna be another guy that gets another head coaching opportunity, in my opinion. Todd Bowles. He'll get another shot, I think.
I think he does deserve a shot. Obviously, he played with the Jets, so you never know. But maybe he's one of those guys that's like he's just a lifelong coordinator, because he's
That's
definitely
true.
a very intelligent man. The only question is if he could head coach a team.
Yeah, well, maybe New York wasn't the best fit. It seems like he doesn't have that doesn't have that Rex Ryan demeanor to him. Like he was like the complete opposite of like
Quiet.
a Rex Ryan. Because
I can't even tell you the a time I heard him speak.
me too,
And
me
then
too.
the similar guy I put on that level is once again Steve Spagnuolo. Even as a Giants fan, I would never hire Spagnuolo as a head coach, but I would love to have him in my defensive room.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I don't disagree with that, but definitely think there's something
You definitely give
left
him another
there.
chance
Yeah,
as a team,
yeah,
especially in a small market. You take a flyer on Todd Bowles.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Maybe
Um,
Chicago, maybe with your defensive roster. You got Rokon Smith. You got all those guys
yeah.
over there. Maybe you take a flyer on Todd Bowles. He would love to get a hold of that defense.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Um, Also, do you like the new CBS scoreboard?
Indifferent. No, I didn't
I'm,
really.
I'm not gonna lie. I like new scoreboards. Like I
It's like
crave for
the little
news.
touches.
Yeah, I remember when the Fox introduced a new scoreboard during the Super Bowl last year. I'm like, oh, what new scoreboard? Oh my god! I got really excited. Way too excited.
I was just like, oh, that's cool.
No, I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker for like that presentation stuff.
Mhm.
Like, love that, love that. And like I remember when ESPN changed it for the college football, like for college football this year. I'm like, ooh, a new scoreboard. Everyone,